Hello, everyone, and good evening. So, I asked my roommate what he thought I should talk about, and he said firearms legislation in Canada, which would be a bit of a heavy topic considering I am not a lawyer, but I will talk about the current state of firearms ownership from a perspective of, well, take a wild guess, someone who owns them. Anyways, so just gonna go through a few things and then show you a nice little website. So, to start off, everyone has to go through training and get a certification before they can apply for their license. If you try and put self-defense as a reason on your application for your license, it will be immediately rejected. So don't try that if you're in Canada. Self-defense is not a legally recognized reason to own a firearm because it signals intent to harm another person, as they say. So acceptable reasons for firearms ownership is target shooting, hunting, sports competition, and collecting, things like that. Be careful with collecting because there is a caveat that I am not qualified to go into detail over. So I won't. But yeah, maybe check out with Ian Runkle if you want more details on being a firearms collector in Canada. He's a criminal defense and firearms lawyer based in, I believe, Edmonton, Alberta. He'd be a much better, more reliable source than I would. But things that I can say is we do not have a right to own firearms in Canada like they do in the United States. Oh, I wish we did. Also, once you do get your license, you are checked continuously on background checks. They have an alert system. If anything gets added, you get flagged. So, and then it's reviewed, and if it's something that would warrant suspension of your license, it does so automatically. At least I think automatically, or at the very least, a police RCMP officer reviews it, and if they say yes, then yeah, you get a nice little letter or email or phone call. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it happens. So that incident in Montreal guaranteed he did not have a license, and yet they're going to go after licensed owners anyways. But yeah. So there's also strict storage conditions, like anything restricted needs to be in a safe with a trigger lock. That especially doubly applies to handguns, which now can no longer be purchased legally or transferred, so you can't like sell your existing ones to another person. You can still own what you've got, and I believe you can still take it to the range and use them, but you cannot transfer them, you cannot sell them, you cannot... the only thing you could do is like surrender them to the police, which... who's dumb enough to do that? Anyways, restricted firearms are also required by law to be registered. Non-restricted, which is the category for long guns and most shotguns, is not required to be registered. They did have a registry for a period. It was the long gun registry, though thankfully Prime Minister Harper killed that in 2012. So, you know, a win for firearms owners in Canada, which is like rare. Because all of the things that Harper brought in, like legislation to override the police, the RCMP, in classifications, that was repealed by Trudeau. So you can guess how all of us owners feel about that. Yeah, there's also what's called an order in council, which can prohibit or restrict firearms without legislation, and it can bypass the RCMP. That is done by the government themselves and does not actually need a House vote in Parliament for that. Which, again, fuck you, Government of Canada. And no, I don't care about C9. I'm going to say it anyways. So if you want to get it, it's like a 1-day course for non-restricted, a 2-day course if you want restricted as well. Then there's fees, application times. You have to renew every 5 years. Thankfully, you don't have to redo the course every 5 years. Knock on wood. Let's hope they don't get the idea to make that a requirement. And without further ado, let's bring up a nice little website that can help out firearms owners in Canada. One other thing before I show you this website. To anyone visiting Canada, your firearms permit from your country is not valid here. There was a show on cable TV that fall around Canadian border services at ground crossings and airports. And this one dopey American actually thought that his U.S. permit was valid in Canada, so he tried to bring his gun into Canada without telling them. And he got a nice pair of steel bracelets for his efforts, for his stupidity. So, yeah, remember, to anyone in any country, when visiting another country, your permits are not valid for firearms in another country. You need permission if you're going hunting or for sports competitions like the Olympics. You need permission to bring them into the country with you, or you will get arrested. This is not rocket science. Use your brains. Although, given the current state of things in the world, that's like as rare as iridium. So, yeah. Anyways, now on to the website. Okay. Okay, so this is a nice little website where you can actually check where it says see restricted or prohibited. Anything full automatic is, of course, automatically prohibited in Canada. They've been prohibited since 1971. So anyone saying, but yeah, you don't need a full auto to go hunting, they've been banned for like 50 years. So go fuck yourself. See, bolt action, non-restricted. Non-restricted. So that's some of the stuff, but you can actually filter this. This is armalytics.ca. This is a site where you can actually check the current state of various firearms. And see, see these two here say OIC number 1, which is the May 1st, 2020 Order in Council, meaning these, despite saying non-restricted here, they are in fact restricted, prohibited by Order in Council, because 460 Weatherby is over 10,000 joules in muzzle energy, which they made it so anything over 10,000 joules of muzzle energy is prohibited regardless of cartridge. So basically every 50 BMG, 460 Weatherby, anything over 10,000 joules of muzzle energy. They have restricted some shotguns. For example, this one here. Most airsoft stuff is there it is. See, OIC 1. See, prohib. This was a nice shotgun. I got to use it once. It was a nice shotgun. Don't put low recoil ammo in it though. It will jam if you try and rapid fire it, because it is mag fed semi-auto. But yeah, it was prohibited thanks to the RCMP. They took advantage of the OIC saying anything with a 20 millimeter diameter barrel or larger is prohib. And so any shotgun with an oversized barrel that they didn't like got added to that list. So, you know, anyone who bought one of these, yeah, that sucks because these things are like $1,000. Oddly enough, the pro version of this shotgun, which actually looks more like an AK-47 rather than a AR. From what I know, yeah. See, marked non-restricted. See, here's the professional version, non-restricted still. So, yick, non-restricted. It's like, but yet the same model with just a different look. Prohib. Like, really? So, and then now, handguns are an interesting one. Like, because you have to have a minimum 105 millimeter barrel for it to be legal. Anything shorter than that is prohibited by the fact that it's something you can conceal due to the small size. So the SD9VE. So you can see the 102 millimeter barreled versions are prohib, yep. Whereas the 107 millimeter highlight, thank you, is in the restricted category. All handguns are restricted, meaning you do have to register them. But of course, you can't buy any new ones, and you can't transfer them to someone else or sell them, except if you want to sell them back to the government, which I did a background check, and they don't meet the requirements. They fail that. So, anyways. But yeah. So, armalytics.ca. I can't link this site in the description. If I do, I'll probably get hit with some sort of TOS violation by YouTube, thanks to it being firearms related, and you know how YouTube loves firearms. Yeah, no, that was sarcasm. Okay. So, but yeah, anything, you can find out the requirements here, and then this is useful for anyone else in the world who wants to visit Canada for like a sports shooting competition or to go hunting with friends, things like that. This is a useful website. You can see which ones you can bring and which ones you can't. So anything in the restricted category or prohib category, don't bring them with you. So, because handgun hunting is not legal in Canada at all, with the exception of for trapping. Like if you do trapping, like fur trapping, you can apply for a special permit to carry one when you're checking your traps, and then you can use it to dispatch whatever you've trapped without doing damage to the pelt. So, little niche use for handguns, but it is rarely, if ever, granted. You must have like a trapping license before you can get that special permit, and then you can't just carry it around. You can only carry it with you when you're checking your traps. It cannot be on you any other time that I'm aware of. Again, check with a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Ian Runkle from Runkle of the Bailey is a good one to check with. I trust him a lot better than a lot of the others I've seen out there. And yeah, so that's armalytics.ca. Check it out for yourself if you want to have a look around and see how screwed over Canadians really are. And yeah, with that, that'll be it for the video. Discord, Twitch, and Buy Me a Coffee links will be in the description. Tomorrow, Saturday at 7 p.m., I will be streaming Borderlands 2. So, come and see me there. And, yeah, like, subscribe, share, comment under the video. And I will see you tomorrow for my live stream on Twitch. And then you'll have new video, new VOD, as well as a video on Monday. I'm not sure yet what the topic is going to be, but till then, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.